So in this video, we're going to be looking at how to implement ShareIt and the Share Link stacks. Now, here we are in the ShareIt demo file, and we're going to be looking at this particular grid of icons here and all the different variations that we can do with our icons. Now, I think to kind of get the gist, let's go ahead and create a completely new instance. So here we have a new page. Let's go ahead and add the ShareIt stack to the page, and let's go through the settings here. So here, under icons, we can choose which social network we want. And what you'll notice is by default, the various social networks have their particular brand color integrated by default. So you don't need to worry about what is the LinkedIn blue or what is Facebook blue, or right? What is Twitter X black? It's actually not black, right? It's slightly different. What is Twitter if you still want the old school Twitter bird, right? What is Twitter bird blue, right? These colors are there by default. Then you can configure the size, right? So obviously you can just choose your pixel dimensions here. You can choose 64 or whatever. Okay, you can set your size of your icon. Next, we have the ability to customize the style. So we have three different styles. First, you can have just the icon, the default icon as is. Then you can also customize just the color of the logo. So let's say, I wanted Twitter, the Twitter bird, but I wanted it my own custom color. Then we have a third level, which allows us to actually enclose our icon within a circle. Then we can customize the background, the border, the SVG color, as well as a drop shadow on hover. Now, if you are a Foundation 6 user or a CSS guru, you can go ahead and use your own custom classes here to apply swatches to even accentuate or style these even farther. So once you've configured your icon, we can go ahead and configure what service we want this particular logo to trigger. So in this case, obviously we're at Twitter, so we're going to go ahead and choose X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay. Now, by default, the attributes that are going to be shared are pulled from your website metadata. Now we have the SEO helper stack, and part of that stack set is the SEO meta tags. And this allows you to define things such as your OG title, open graph image, OG URL, so on and so forth. This metadata is the data that ShareIt will look for when generating your share actions. Now, there are other ways you can use, your own metadata generators to do this as well. SEO Helper is just our product that is a really efficient way of doing this. Now, if you don't have SEO Helper and you want to potentially define this metadata manually for the share service, you can go ahead and click on manual in the share data, and you can manually define it for this particular share action. So you can define the title, you can define the actual URL that's going to be used. You can define the text. So in this case, this is the text that's added to the tweet that will be posted. Okay. An image, this is primarily used for Pinterest. So if you're actually using a Pinterest action, you want to be able to have an image so that that image is posted to Pinterest along with your content. Then as you saw in the demo, we have the ability to open up in a pop-up window. And this is what is the actual size of the pop-up window that opens up. Now, on mobile devices, it is very nice in that if a user has the Twitter client installed, it will actually open up Twitter. The only exception to this as of this recording is Facebook, where Facebook will still use the web interface. It won't actually open up inside Facebook. However, if you are on touch, you'll notice that there is a checkbox here that says Share Sheet on touch. And what that will do is that will actually, instead of opening up the native or the web share interface, it'll actually open up the OS share sheet so that someone can share to a particular service, such as Facebook or Twitter or whatever other apps they might have installed. You'll notice that there is another share data called Manual Plus Warehouse. And what this allows us to do, the only difference here is it actually has an image warehoused URL instead of a drag and drop image. Again, this is an integration really only used for Pinterest and actually for share sheets as well. So if you are integrating with the share sheet, this image can get sent along with the share sheet. Now let's have a look at the share link stack. And as you see, this is going to be a very similar interface to the previous stack. You can go ahead and configure your service. Now, one thing I didn't mention when we looked at the ShareIt action stack, we can go ahead and click custom here. And you can actually configure your own custom icon. So if you have an SVG that you would like to use, you can go ahead and paste the SVG code directly into here, and that will be used instead of one of the default icons that comes with Share It. Now for links, we don't really have, it's nothing crazy fancy. We just have a title for accessibility. So you have a little title tag and then the URL that you want to link to. So this is purely a way of linking to either pages on your site or to your social media profiles. So a lot of times you can have multiple instances of these on the page that you can then link to all your different social media profiles online. So I just want to show you some common use cases that we can use Share It for. Now, a lot of times we're going to just have maybe up in our layouts, maybe in the top corner, maybe a list of various icons, right? They're going to be right next to each other. And the way Share It and Share It link work is that inside edit mode, they'll actually look like they are on top of each other. However, they're configured so when you do that, they just magically just sit right next to each other on the live page. So if we look here in preview, we'll notice that even though they're on top of each other in edit mode, they just live directly right next to each other, okay? Now, how can we control the alignment here? By default, they will be aligned left of whatever layout you have them in. However, they follow the common just content alignment options within your layout stacks. So here I have the column stacks from my starter pack, my free starter pack. And in there, we can set the text alignment or the content alignment of the content within that layout. So if I would like to center these, I can do that. They'll centered, and you'll look here, and now they're centered. And then I can also set them to align right, and then they're aligned to the right, right? So again, kind of a different way you might be used to. I do this in a lot of my other stacks, but yeah, little things like this, like little buttons and whatnot, it just makes it convenient where if you just put them on top of each other inside edit mode, in real life on the page, they'll just sit directly next to each other. And then using the content alignment options inside your layout stacks is a really efficient way of doing it.